All right, let's see. Oh my goodness. Trying something different today. Let's see, the camera is not adjusted correctly. You would think I would get little things like that straight. There we go. That's better. That'd be better. All right. Nobody plays well together. Now, I'm curious what you think about the audio. I had originally increased the gain. This is the Hollyland. What is this thing called? The Hollyland. Yep, the Lark. And we got it for NAB so that we could do remote stuff. Little clip on here. Actually, it's got a super magnet holding it up today. And I increased the gain because I didn't think I was getting enough volume in vMix. And then that was redlining. So I said, that's not the way to do it. And so what I did is I went into vMix. Can I show you here? Let's see. Let's go here. I went into vMix down here in the audio microphone section, bottom right corner. And let's just put that up there so that's less confusing. And I didn't increase the gain. Notice the gain is still 0. The delay is 50 milliseconds because that's about what it is in NDI. You can see the pre-fader over here on the left and the post-fader. Post-fader's a little behind, 50 milliseconds. And occasionally you'll see it redlines right there. And I don't have any plugins, not using a compressor, a noise gate, anything like that. But I did bump the EQ up just a smidgen from 0 to 1.2. So we'll see how that does today and see if that makes any difference or if it just makes things worse. Thank you, Bill. Yes, Bill is always most helpful, the test I need to do, I don't know, I'm not going to be here next week, but maybe the week after, is to do one of these new BirdDogs with a battery. So I'm going to have to rig up a battery for it somehow. I have one of those portable batteries. What's it called? It's a jackmate or a jack plate or something like that. I could probably go 12 volt into the camera from that, or I can invert it from 120 to 12. Well, we'll see. We will see. So today's show is going to be interesting. Ha ha! Look at this. From the Tar Heel State. Let's see, the Tar Heel State, is that like south of California, Dave? Is that like, is there a new state between California and Mexico? Down there at the very bottom? I thought you were a California boy. You were yeah. No, I'm teasing. Dave has moved across the country to the Carolinas, North Carolina, to be exact. Yep. Welcome to North Carolina. And Jesper is not at all near California or North Carolina. Welcome. Glad to have you. No, Dave, you moved away from the state of confusion. Unless you're calling Virginia the state of confusion. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's a crazy world we live in. Crazy world we live in. I saw this morning, I'm behind the scenes a little bit, behind the times, but that Rowdy Gaines, the swimmer for the University of Kentucky, won her $50 million suit against the NCAA for them not giving her a trophy when she tied for first place in the I guess it was the 2023 NCAA swimming finals. So good going, Riley. Make those bloody rascals pay. I was going to say something else, but yeah. Yeah, it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to stand up for yourself, especially when you think everybody else is not and or is against you. So 3 cheers for Rowdy Gaines. Yes, indeedy. So today's show is going to be an exercise. It might be an exercise in frustration. This is driving me crazy. Is it driving you crazy yet? Let's see. Where is it? Because my camera is off center. Let's see if that is better. And let me show you what I'm looking at here. So here is the, yeah. And here is my camera interface right down here. So I'm going to go into it, but I'll drag it over so it doesn't confuse everything there. And I'm going to go to the PTZ control. And you notice how I've got these nice, great lines here. So I can line the line up probably with my nose or in between my eyes. So let's see if we can go just a little bit. There we go. That's, let's go a little more. There we go. That's good. So there you go. That's one of my secrets, is the lines. I like the lines. Tommy, you're too much. Too much. No, but on today's show, it's going to be interesting. And I don't give us much hope of success, but I thought I'd try it. You remember, well, I don't want to get into the show yet, so we won't. Did anybody watch the vMix Fun Time live show last night? I missed it. I missed it. I mean, I missed it live, and I'm going to go back and watch the replay. But, you know, the wonderful thing about watching it live is you get to see the pre-show and the post-show. And that's really where some of the best stuff is. So if you haven't ever watched it live, you owe it to yourself to watch it live. Yes, definitely. Definitely live. And you know what you can do? I learned this trick last time. Thank you, Tommy. Is you can queue it up on your PC or your phone or wherever you watch it when it's live. And you don't have to watch it. Just pause it. But it will retain the pre-show and it will retain the post-show. And, of course, it'll retain the show. So you can take the little whatever that thing is in the timeline and just run it back to the beginning. And you can get all the pre-show and then the show and then the post-show. And YouTube will retain that. I don't know how long they'll retain it. I've had it, I guess the longest I've gone with that is 6 hours. And it's still, so the show was over. vMix had removed, because you know vMix will remove, or maybe they don't even record it to YouTube. And then they'll post the show in its entirety, no post-show, no pre-show. They'll post that shortly afterwards. So if you go to YouTube to watch the vMix Fun Time live show now, that was done last night, of course, if you're on this side of the world, you won't get the pre-show and the post-show. But try that. Try that. Yeah, it's funny about being early and late. They do it, what was it? I think it ends up being 7 p.m. in the evening for me, which is 10 o'clock in the morning for them, I think. Maybe it depends on the time changes stuff. Anyway, it's morning for them, it's evening for me. So for those of you that are watching in Europe, you know, it's 2 in the morning. Well, maybe one or 2 in the morning when it comes on if you want to watch it live. Yep. You just never know what goes on the back channel. Yeah. Hello, Kyle. Welcome. Good to see you. Glad to have you. It's going to be a fun little tech show today, and we'll see how it works out. How it works out. Yeah. I'm excited. And actually, that's what I wanted to do. I want to put this into the show. Can I do that easily? Yes, I can do that easily. I can just take this pre-show and go into layers, and I can take off the pre-show lower third right there. There we go. That's what we wanted. That's what we wanted. Okay. Good. So this can be the show portion. All right. All right. If you see somebody in a banana costume driving along the interstate, that could be Dave. All right, the counters come down. It's time for the show. Today, again, we have retired our X-Keys XK80. And we have in its place got the new XBE 96. So it has more, it has 16 more. It's also a little heavier weight. I like it. And it has the LED lighting, which I haven't really set up on it yet. So, but we've got the shortcuts set up, including the pink button. There are two pink buttons, one to start the show, one to end the show. So, and we've got a activator that tells us, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see the light in there. That tells us that we're in the pre-show input. Yeah, so let's hit the show and see what happens. Something like that. Anyway, RGB. Thank you, Dave. Yes, of course. No audio. Yeah. Off. There we go. Do we have audio now? Did I turn it back on? Okay. Now, first off, the setup is a little different this week because in vMix, I have added a little bit of, let me show you. Hold on a second. It's easier to show you than it is to tell you. In fact, you'd probably rather me show you anyway. So let's do this one. And this is my audio input down. Let's get rid of that lower third. There we go. This is my audio input right here. And we'll just drag it up to there so you can see it. And you see I've got a 50 millisecond delay in the audio because that's about what NDI needs, and no gain. Instead of gain, I've added just 1.2 decibels to the EQ all the way across the line. So all of these show an extra 1.2, and that gives me just a tad more volume. You can see it right here. Maybe I need to go to, to 1.0 because occasionally I will get a red. If I get excited, I'll redline it there. So anyway, so that's what we're doing on audio that's a little different. And we're going to use the pre-show portion today because we're going to use this as a two-way communication so you can correct me when I'm wrong or tell me that I'm crazy. You may as well start that now. But we can, we've got it there. So yeah, and let's turn off the timer. We don't need a timer there. Layers, clock. Can we turn the clock off? Yeah, there we go. Turning the clock off. And yeah, that's all we need for the moment. All right, so we'll take that out of the way. And what we're doing today is we are taking some things that may or may not work together. We're taking the PTZ Optics Superjoy and we're connecting it to our local area network, which is based on a Netgear 8-port PoE dumb switch. We also have in our PC the StarTech 4-port PCIe expansion card that adds 4 NICs to the PC. Each one of those NICs can be separately configured per John Mahoney's streaming Alchemy show about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And then the BirdDog P120 is sort of our guinea pig for all of this. And what I want to be able to do is to use the controller with the P120. Now the P120 is on that StarTech card with a network address. You may want to make notes of this because you might be tested on it later. With a network address, an IP address of 10.0.40.40 because it's on the 10.0.40 network, which is just one port. And that works great. You know, here's the camera. Where's the camera? We've got the camera around here somewhere. Did we take it away and not put it back? I hate when I don't put things back where they belong. Let's find the camera. NDI. Right here. There it is. Okay. So this is what the camera is showing right now. This is the BirdDog P120. Not this, of course. This is the this is the PTZ Optics Superjoy. And of course the X keys there and there. But what we want to be able to do is to control this camera right here with this controller right here. But they are not on the same network. You see the problem? Now, the other cameras here in the studio are connected. We'll go back to this for just a second. And I'm going to go to, let's see. Yeah, let's go back here for a second. And I'm going to go to Cam 1. Cam 1 is already selected. And I'm going to use the joystick to change it around. So I ought to have a dual shot here. Let's make one up real quick. So we're just going to get, we'll get color bars, and we'll add some layers. And so top layer is going to be the pre-show. Where is pre-show? Pre-show, 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 pre-show right there. And we're going to do side by side. Let's do stacked. And then the second one is going to be number 82. So we'll have to scroll down for that one. That one's right there. And then let's see, can we adjust the color so that the color bars are not so colorful? Yeah, there we go. That'll work. Okay. So this is our composite shot right here. Oops, that's not it. This is it. This is our composite shot right here. So I'm up at the top. The PTZ Optics Superjoy is at the bottom. We've selected Cam 1, and we're going to use the remote here to kind of change it back and forth. That's good. We'll pan up and down. I mean, tilt. We can zoom in a little bit. We can zoom out a little bit. Good as gold. Cam 2 is set up. Oh, you know, let's do one more thing here. Let's set up a web page so you can see what my, so 192.168.1.108. And let's get a screen capture of that. Yeah, there we go. So this is what I'm looking at right now. This is the Superjoy interface. And this is camera 1 right here. And this is camera 2. And this is camera 3, which is over there somewhere. And so camera 2 is not on the same network. We have, let's go to modify right here. We can change the protocol to control it, but I think that's going to be the right one. And so we'll save that. And then we can come back here. And camera 2 is actually this lower camera. So when we switch to camera 2, I don't know if you can see the little green light that came on. I wish the lights were bigger. And here on the screen, right here, it's going to show all of the information, what it's displaying. Yeah, that's kind of fuzzy. Can I get it closer maybe, and that'll help? No, it doesn't want to focus in that close. So basically identifies the IP address of this piece of equipment, indicates what group it is, what name it is. I didn't give it a name. And then it has the IP and the domain, and then the protocol and the baud rate and the address and all that stuff that was in the web interface. And it's got the 10.0.40.40 in there, so we do have the correct address for the camera. And this is the same camera right now that we see on the screen right here that's coming in as an NDI source. And that is the web address. And in fact, on the P120s, they have the IP address right on the front of the camera. It's dynamic changes whenever it needs to. So we know we have the right address all the way around. So we're going to select camera 2, and we should see this camera move based on everything else we're doing. Pan, tilt, zoom, doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything. And so that's kind of where I left. Why have I paused like that? There we go. And I'm uncertain where to go next. Now, the camera is on a different network than my local area network, but my PC picks it up without any problems. But the network card is also installed in the PC. I wonder if I attached the controller to one of the other ports on the PC, if that would make a difference. Let's try it. Let's try it. So we're going to take we've got this cable right here. It's a blue Cat 6 with a pink marker. And we'll come over here to our network switch, and we're going to disconnect it, and we're going to plug it into one of the ports, one of the StarTech ports. Bear with me here for a second. Having the port marked is a good way to ensure that I get the correct port. But it doesn't do anything for making sure that the wire is accessible. All right, so we're going to go into port number 2. And if we had a camera that was usable, let's see. Can we add that camera? NDI. Yeah, let's add that camera. And then let's point it over here. Hold on, bear with me just one sec. Trying to get some stuff set up that I didn't anticipate I would need. We'll zoom in. There we go. Down a little bit. We'll get that microphone out of the way. Not a lot of light in this area, but I think that'll be visible. So let's see. Okay, so that is the PC. I leave it open because I'm always adding things and taking things away from it. So let's take this cable with the pink And we're going to plug it into port number 2. All right. And that is a PoE port. And the keyboard is initializing. Let's see if we can show you the keyboard here. And it still has the same IP address. So we need to give it a new IP address. Can we go and do that? Let's see, search control. Let me show you where I am. Right there. Matrix mode custom settings. Let's go into settings and see what we get. Can we communicate with it? We can't communicate now. Oh boy. What did we do? Well, we can set that. Let's see, where's our network? Right here. We go to Ethernet and change adapter options. And this is the one right here, number 2, Ethernet ST2. And let's just change that over for a second. Let's see if we can get access. So that's going to give us so it's 10.0.20.1. And let's try 192.168.1 dot what's available? Hang on a second. Let's look at the IP scanner. And let's see, do a scan on 192.168.1, and then 1 through 254. I think 99 is available. Just because it doesn't show up here doesn't mean, oh, 199 is not available. I don't think 101 is available. Nope, that's 101 right there. But what about 100? So let's just use 100 for this address. I haven't tried this before. We'll see if it works. Okay. Identifying, yeah. Is there going to be a conflict? Probably. But let's see. Let's try this guy again. Yeah, there we go. We got him back. So we want a static address that is 10.0.20.20. And we'll give it a gateway of 10.0.20.1. And we'll save it. Now we won't be able to find it. Admin is the password, excuse me, is the login. And password is empty. So it's failed. It's not there. Okay, that's fine. We knew that. Let's go back here and change our network back. Properties. So we're going to change this one back to 10.0.20.1. Let's see, I think that's the way it was before. Let's try it. Let's just check one of these and see if that was the proper configuration there. Yeah, it's just blanks. Okay. All right. So now We can get rid of that, and we can get rid of this. And let's go to 10.0.20.20. And there we go. Now we can log in here. Admin, no password. Okay, there we go. So now we've got our 192.168.102, which is my main camera. And we've got the 10.0.40.40, which is the camera we're trying to get access to. Let's see if now that we've done this, if we can get access to any of the cameras. So let's come back here to this shot, and we'll see if we select camera 1 here, are we going to be able to move this camera? Nope, can't move that camera. All right, let's select camera 2 and see if we can move this camera right here. There, yeah. Ready? Okay, so now we have a controller that controls nothing. That wasn't our best idea. Wasn't our best idea. What else can we do? Huh. I wish there was a way we could bridge networks locally. I know we've got NDI bridge, but I don't think that does what we want it to do. Let's just go back here for a second. We'll pull that up. Okay, so let's come down to NDI tools, and we've got NDI bridge. And we've got the local transcode local NDI streams, local settings, okay. And then this is the NDI HX 264, the 4070 Ti, quality low, medium, high, ultra, check compatibility. Yeah, we're okay on all that. So if we start that, does that make any difference? All right, so we've started NDI bridge. NDI bridge is running, it says. Is that going to just arbitrarily hook all this stuff up together? Let's select camera 1. Nope, it's not working for camera 1. Camera 2? Nope, not working for camera 2. Okay, so NDI bridge is not helping. Let's take it off. We'll stop it. Access Manager groups. Can we group things together in Access Manager? Will that allow us to do it? Let's see here. NDI tools, Access Manager, groups, group name, public, all ungrouped NDI sources. Okay. That didn't appear to do anything. In fact, we seem to have locked it up. Oh, you can't see because I didn't show you. Sorry about that. All right, so we've got NDI Access Manager right here, which is bombed out. Bridge is fine, but Access Manager is not doing anything. Group name, send, receive, okay, cancel, NDI video. Let's just see if we can't task manager it out of the way. NDI Access Manager, there we go. End task. Bing is gone. Okay, so we don't go back there. And we're we'll take this out. It looked like, yeah, we don't need that. All right. And let's go back here for a second. And I think Dave has a suggestion. In your network hardware, there's an option to bridge connections. Okay, Dave, I have 5 different networks right now. One of them is the NIC. One of them is my Netgear that the main NIC in my PC is attached to, and then the other 4 are 4 individual networks that are, I guess you would say, powered by my PC, with individual cameras plugged into them. So if there's an option to bridge connections, let's take a look at that. Let's go here. Looks like that one is, that desktop capture is frozen. Let's see if we can't do something with it. Need to kind of refresh it. Can we refresh it? Desktop capture. That's not it. Bear with me, folks. That's not it. Desktop capture. Let's try that one. That's it. Okay, now we're good. That's where we wanted to be. Sorry about that. So let's go down here into our, get rid of that, whatever that was. We'll go into our network, into Ethernet, and let's go to adapter options. And we'll go to 2, and we'll go to properties. And what about sharing? No, internet connection sharing. I think that's just for internet, so we're not going to worry about that. Let's go to configure here and see what we see. Advanced driver, details, events, power management. Don't see anything specifically there that looks like. So let's right-click on our network device. So here's a network device. We're going to right-click. I don't think that's the network device he meant. Let's go back here, right-click there. Ah, bridge connections. There we go. To create a network bridge, you must select at least 2 LAN or high-speed connections that are not being used by internet connection sharing. Okay, I'm good with that. So let's add this one. So we've selected 2 of them at the same time.